What up, y'all? So I came across a post on Twitter talking about the fact that AnneRice loved that when Aaliyah played Akasha, it opened her audience up to more Black fans. Now, for me, I was already like in the AnneRice Chronicles. Like, I loved the OG Interview with the Vampire with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. And then when I heard they were doing Queen of the Damned and my girl Aaliyah was gonna be in the movie, oh, I was completely sold. I was so happy when Aaliyah got casted in that role because that was my girl. Like, we kind of got to watch her grow up in the music scene from like a little girl all the way up to a woman, like stepping into acting. So I was totally ready for Queen of the Damned. Now, don't get me wrong. The movie was horrible. Okay, it was a bad movie. The soundtrack was great. Aaliyah was good as Akasha, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know what happened with Queen of the Damned. Aaliyah was definitely the highlight of that movie, and it's so sad. Like, that was one of her last roles, but she was able to kind of put her stamp on Akasha, and she immortalized that character forever. Even to this day, 20 years later, people are always dressing up as her for Halloween. AnneRice even said in her post, like, Aaliyah was great. I don't got too much else to say about the movie, but Aaliyah was awesome. Yo, AnneRice did not like that movie.
Well, I didn't care for the movie of The Queen of the Damned at all. I begged the studio not to make that movie. I told them that the readers really didn't want that movie. What they wanted was a movie based on the Vampire Lestat, the second book in the series.
You know what? She also did not like that Tom Cruise was casted as Lestat either. AnneRice was a diva, yo, about her work. Do y'all like Aaliyah as Akasha? Do you think Akasha should continue to be played by a Black woman? She was from ancient Egypt. Now, AnneRice did say, hey, in my books, I did not have Akasha set up as a Black woman, but she did like Aaliyah's portrayal. So how do y'all feel about another Black woman taking the mantle of Akasha from Aaliyah and carrying on the torch? Now, for all of y'all who don't know, AnneRice is the author of the Vampire Chronicles, which is like Interview with the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, the Vampire Lestat. So when I say AnneRice, that's who I'm talking about. She's the creator of this whole universe. So I know we've been going through an Interview with the Vampire drought. We haven't got a lot of information since like Comic-Con when Lestat popped out as Vampire Lestat looking as campy as we knew he would, okay? But we do know for a fact in season 3, we will be getting an Akasha. Because when season 3 was finally renewed, they put out a press release and they pretty much stated, we will be meeting Akasha, Enkil, Magnus, Marius, Gabrielle, and we'll also be reintroduced to Nikki or Nicholas. Now, AnneRice has passed away like a couple years ago, but before she passed on, she used to be very active on Facebook. She would have posts sent out. She would be doing videos, and they would be talking about the development of the show, what direction they're thinking about going in, what stories they want to tell. And she made a post one day and she was like, you know what? I really would like Lupita Nyong'o to play Akasha. And y'all, would have never been my first thought. Lupita just wasn't the first person to come to mind when I think about fan casting Akasha. Who would y'all want to play Akasha? Like, who's y'all fan casting? Because I literally have no idea who could play this role. And whoever takes the role, is there a requirement for them to perform it like Aaliyah? Like, is she going to be required to dance and do the belly roll? It's crazy. I don't know who could be casted in this job, but I'm almost 1,000% sure they're probably going to get someone off Broadway or go to the UK and find somebody out of theater and get some unknown actress to take this role. Because if we are looking at the cast of Interview with the Vampire, most of the actors are pretty unknown people. They didn't go out and find like a bunch of star-studded A-listers to play in this TV show, with the exception of maybe Jacob Anderson. A lot of people did know him because he was on Game of Thrones. I also found out that Lisa Ray had the opportunity to possibly be in the TV show as well, but she pulled back from the role. She got scared. She didn't tell us who she was going to be playing, but I'm thinking she probably would have went out for the role of Louis' mom.
Is there one role you really wanted that you didn't get? Or maybe you missed out and didn't audition for it and you're like, damn.
There was a role, what was the name? Interview with the Vampire? Yep. When I got that script, I read it like a book, and I was like, oh, but it was so intricate and so dark till I was thinking.
But let's go back and read some of the posts that AnneRice had put up about 7 or 8 years ago, and we can kind of ponder on some thoughts on some things. All right, she says, I think we're committed to Akasha being played by a Black actress. I'll tell you why. Though she is not described as Black in the books, it makes sense that an ancient queen might well have been Black, as there was no color bias in ancient times, and Aaliyah playing Akasha in the Queen of the Damned movie encouraged a lot of Black fans to take interest in my vampires. We were told by one beautiful young black woman that before she saw Aaliyah in Queen of the Damned, she had felt pretty much shut out of fantasy and the fantasy genre. Many fans of color do dress up as Akasha in the costumes that Aaliyah made famous, and this has moved me deeply. I am grateful for the response of those people of color, and I've learned something from them. So I would like to very much continue the tradition of Akasha as black. I think it's a beautiful idea. As for the rest of the Queen of the Damned movie, well, the less said, the better. This is when sis pretty much said that the movie was trash. But when people of color come to your work and tell you that they heard of it due to Aaliyah, well, that is the time to be grateful and listen. So she pretty much posted this on Facebook and was talking about how Aaliyah had such a great impact on Akasha and on her as well, and how she viewed potential fans that may have been left out of the fantasy genre. This was another post. She said, AnneRice here. I have a mixed message today. We may be coming close to the end of the free period in which we were able to dream out loud on Facebook about casting, and that is exciting actually, because what I'm saying is I hope that in the not too distant future, I'll have exciting news about our project's further development. But as the time grows short, let's keep dreaming and keep chatting about who might play whom. Let's chat about Akasha. Who would you like to see playing the mother of all vampires? Lupita Nyong'o would be impressive. Tiana Benjamin might be beautiful in the role. What are your suggestions? I know some of you have mentioned Eva Green, but I see Eva Green more for Pandora or Gabrielle. Those are characters who will be ongoing in the series. So, I just think it was very cool that AnneRice was very active and engaged on Facebook with her fans and taking ideas and taking in impact and things like that. That's always kind of fun. But based off of what we talked about today, who do you think should play Akasha? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.